Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Let us continue with our tafsir of Surah Al-Baqarah. We are on ayah number 161. قال الله تعالى إن الذين كفروا وماتوا وهم كفار أولئك عليهم لعنة الله والملائكة والناس أجمعين. So the key words here, kafaru, we have spoken about this before. So kufr is all about being ungrateful. It's the opposite of shukr. Here it means those people who arrogantly and pridefully reject the message of al-Islam. Because every kafir is an ingrate to his Rabb. And they die whilst they are kuffar. And those people, upon them, there is the la'na, we spoke about this before. La'na of Allah and the malaika. Malaika, plural of malak. Originally it was ma'lak, from aluka, meaning message. So the malaika are messengers in the heavens. Then the ma'lak changed to malak. And then after that, the hamza was wiped away and it became malak. So it underwent a few transformations. But the plural, malaika, has the hamza reappearing again. And this is just one of those things in the language which just are, there is no particular reason for it. It is what it is. And also he says the curse of an-nas, this is whole of mankind, ajma'in, all together. And that would include the kuffar. So it would be the kuffar cursing other kuffar. And this is exactly what will happen on Yawm al-Qiyamah. The kuffar who are united today, united in their sin and transgression and their hedonism, they will be cursing each other on Yawm al-Qiyamah. And ayah 162 follows on. خالدين فيها لا يخفف عنهم العذاب ولا هم ينظرون. The word khulud means going on and on. In this case it means forever. Fiha, in it, in what? In the la'na. They will be in the curse forever. Yukhaffaf, from takhfif, to make light or to lighten. So their adhab will not be lightened. And they will not be yunzarun, from anzara, yunziru, inzaran, to give respite. So in other words, there will be no holiday from the punishment. Others have also said that وَهُمْ لَا يُنظَرُونَ, from nadara yanzuru, to look at. They will not be looked at, as in they will not be looked at with mercy. But it appears the first tafsir is better, because in Surah Zukhruf we have corroborating evidence. إِنَّ الْمُجْرِمِينَ فِي عَذَابِ جَهَنَّمَ خَالِدُونَ لَا يُفَتَّرُ عَنْهُمْ وَهُمْ فِيهِ مُبْلِسُونَ. The wrongdoers will be in the punishment khalidun, for on and on. لا يفتر عنهم وهم فيه مبلسون. فتر يفتر تفتيرا, to lighten the load or to give ease or to give rest. So their punishment will not be eased, they will not be given any respite. Some mufassirin like Fakhruddin al-Razi said that the kuffar will not be in Jahannam forever, because firstly, rationally speaking, putting them in Jahannam forever when their kufr lasted for 70, 80 odd years would be oppression. And secondly, evidence-wise, in the Quran it says لَابِثِينَ فِيهَا أَحْقَابًا. Now ahqab is the plural of huqub, which means a long stretch of time, as in Musa alayhi salam saying حَتَّى أَبْلُغَ مَجْمَعَ الْبَحْرَيْنِ أَوْ أَمْضِيَ حُقُوبًا, until I reach where the two seas cross, or that I keep journeying on for a huqub, a long stretch of time, because he was of course in search of Khadir. So the idea here is ahqaba, long stretches of time, would mean long stretches of time, in other words, not infinity. However, the answer is no. Ahqaba does mean long stretches of time, in other words, not infinity. However, in the Arabic language, we may use long stretches of time to denote infinity. And this is from the flexibility of the Arabic language. As for the rational argument, well, why would they be in Jahannam forever? Well, your deeds are judged and rewarded and requited by your intention. The kuffar had the means and the resolution to go on committing kufr forever. If Allah Jalla wa Ala granted them life forever, they would go on increasing in their kufr. They had the means and they had the intention. And that takes the same ruling as you literally doing that particular action. For example, if you want to go out and murder somebody, you have the means to murder them. Let's say you have a knife or a gun, a fatal weapon, and you have the opportunity to do so. That person is right there in front of you, and you have the firm resolution, the will, and the intention to do so. Everything is in place, and when you go to murder that person, somebody comes and quickly grabs him and rescues him and runs off, and you are left unable to murder him. Okay, what do we say about this? Did you murder that person? Well, physically you did not murder that person, true, but with Allah you are going to be punished as if you physically murdered that person. Why is this? Because you had the means and the intention, and that takes the same ruling as actually physically committing that particular action, whether it is a good action or evil action. And so this is why the kuffar will be in Jahannam forever. It is for the same reason why the believers will be in Jannah forever, even though they were only worshipping Allah for 70, 80, 90 odd years. So understand this point, the means and the intention. So reflecting on these two ayat, we may pick up that the kuffar are worthy of curse from everybody, even from fellow kuffar. However, this punishment of curse and being in Jahannam only applies if they die upon kufr, not if they repent from their kufr in this life. Then they are not worthy of curse. That is to say, worthy of curse in the akhirah. We take that they will be in the fire forever, and that their punishment will not be lightened and they will not be given any reprieve. And so the main lesson to learn is that we need to steer clear of kufr and avoid kufr as you would avoid the plague, or even more so. Let's take ayah number 163. وَإِلَهُكُمْ إِلَهٌ وَاحِدٌ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ الرَّحْمَنُ الرَّحِيمُ. And your ilah, meaning ma'bud, that which is worshipped, so you could say God, is one, wahid. La ilaha, there is no ilah, illahu, except him. And what this means to say is that there is no true God except him. The word true is missing because it is implied. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, clear enough. So what we can pick up from this ayah are the basic points of this deen. The most fundamental point of Al-Islam is that there is no true God except Allah Jalla wa Ala. In other words, only Allah is worthy of worship. You could have countless gods which are worshipped, but none of them are true gods. None of them created all of existence. None of them own anything. None of them manage the affairs of anything. That belongs to Allah Jalla wa Ala alone. Therefore, He is uniquely worthy of worship. We pick up two names of Allah, Ilah and Wahid are two names of Allah. And another two names of Allah, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahman is sifa dhatiyah. It is always with Allah. So His divine nature is that He is expansive in His mercy. As for Rahim, it is when He sends His mercy down to His servants. So that is a sifa fi'liyah. It happens when He wills it. Sifa dhatiyah is not dependent on the will of Allah. It is always with Allah, come what may. Like Allah is living. He is always living. It is not a sifa fi'liyah. It does not happen when He wills it. It is always present. And we affirm the names and attributes of Allah without making tafweed, which is to say we do not know what this word means and we leave it to Allah. And we do not make tahrif, which is to change the meaning from its apparent meaning to some other secondary meaning without any evidence to do so. And we do not make tamthil, which is to liken the characteristics of Allah to that of His creation. And we do not make takyif, which is to say kayf, how the descriptions of Allah Jalla wa Ala manifest. And all of these four are from ta'til, which is to deprive Allah from His characteristics. Wallahu a'lam.